Page 100, In Christ Alone. 3/4 time, in the key of F major. It changes a different key later on, we'll get there. Now we have a pickup beat, 1.5 counts. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and. And I don't do the 1 and a 2 and, I'm too lazy here. I'm just thinking 1 and 2 and the 16th note comes in between, or as it does, you know. I can feel that 16th note at the beginning. And 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. So I can feel that. And for the most part, the rhythm is pretty straightforward. I don't think it's going to cause a problem for you. Last line on page 100, you're here in right hand. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1. Play the top note legato, that's the melody if you can. That's what we want to hear. Page 101 at the top. Well, start with the measure before it, the last measure on page 100. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 3 and watch the fingering. 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and 2. Watch the fingering. And then lift up. So forth. There's other fingerings I could offer. This fingering is fine. This is a fairly slow piece, so we got plenty of time to do this. On page 102, second line, we're going into a new key. We're going into G major. So starting with the first measure you hear, it's the same stuff. Now we're just in G major. Otherwise, I don't really have anything to point out. Left hand, keep it soft and out of the way. The fingering is fine. I'm not crazy about it, but it works, so go ahead with it. Second line, it's 3/2. And I recommend, if you can, put a 4th finger on the E. If you can't, you gotta use 5th. The pedal will connect it for you. I just like to do it with the fingers. Page 101, second line, you're starting here, and come up. And the next one, that's an F, the top note. And I would do a 3/2 here, and then if you want, you can come down with a whichever. And lift up. Find a fingering that's comfortable for you. Don't always use 1 and 5 on everything. And pencil in whatever it is and stick with it. On page 102, it's the same kind of stuff that you've had before. I hope that's not a problem. On page 103, you get a treble clef in the left hand. The bottom staff's treble clef. So now you're up here. And watch the fingering. Remember the F sharp? Here, and then here, and then now it's bass clef. Put the hands together. It's pretty straightforward, I think. Page 102, second line. Start there, it's here. And there's the second finger on the left hand there. add the pedal. We do as much as we can with the hands. We learn it with the hands so we can hear everything clearly. And then we add the pedal to kind of make it legato and connect and add the overtone. And for the most part on this piece, you can get away with not pedaling the third beat. So you just hold it down for the first 2 beats and then lift up on the third beat. If you think you need to pedal the third beat, then change it. So it's 2 beats on one pedal and then change it for the third. But I would prefer not to. So at the beginning, no pedal here, and then here, then lift up, because here I want to hear the rest in the left hand. Second line, second measure, pedal the each beat. Here you can leave it down. Now lift up. When you have rest in the left hand, make sure you lift the pedal up so we get that. At the end of our page 101 at the bottom, last measure there, here, lift up before you play the 8th notes. It's like it's a beginning of the piece again. It's a new phrase, it's a new thought. So in this, silence, and then you go on. But don't mess up the beat. So it's 1 in 2. And then we go on. So on page 102 and throughout the rest of this, for the most part, I'm not pedaling the third beat. Occasionally I am, but if I do, I'm probably changing it on the third beat. Now some of these measures, you can pedal the whole measure. So at the top of page 102, the first 2 beats. Now, here I can change it here and then leave it down. Then lift up. It's the third line down, first measure. Again, pedal all 3 beats, but change the pedal each time. Then lift up. Again. Lift up. At the top of page 103, I can get away with not pedaling the measure at all. Or I can pedal the first 2 beats, and the idea behind that is that this is like loud. This is like the climax of the piece. We want lots of overtones and lots of sound here. We need pedal for that. So in that case, go ahead and mush it up a little bit. But don't pedal the last beat. You still... Or, since it's a climax of the piece, go ahead and mush it up a little bit and pedal the last beat, but change the pedal on the last beat. So the top line of page 103 is here. Then come back down into where we were and don't pedal the last beat. Again, don't pedal the last beat. Just here. Pedal here, change it again, and then change it here and hold it down to the end. And then the pedal and the hands come up at the same time. You have to listen to the sound you're producing and the effect the pedal is having on it. And if you don't like it, change it. If it's too dry for you, add more pedal. If it's getting mushy, take some pedal out. At the bottom of page 103, it says very slowly. Well, you're going slowly already. I don't know how slowly you're going. It's like the second line, you're here. You slow down. Now go slow. It's like an afterthought. You're thinking, oh, okay, I get it. Die away. Doesn't say to die away, but that's the mood, that's the atmosphere. You feel these dynamics. If you feel like dying away, die away. I'd like to go through this slowly to double check the notes and the rhythms. I'm going to do pages 100 and 101. I'm going to stop, turn the page, count in again, and finish it up. Let's see what happens. So this comes in on the end of 2. So it's like ready and go. Like so. That's a slow piece anyway, so we're not playing it that much slower than it goes, but we'll go slow anyway. Ready and go. And 2. And 2 and. And 2. And 2. Turn the page. 1, ready and go, and. 1 and 2 and 3 and hold and 2